All right, I'm going to go ahead and start recording. First off, I'm going to mute a couple of you guys. I'm trying to figure out. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. First off, you guys know, unmute yourself if you guys have something to say or have a question. So tonight's topic is, yeah, thank you. Patrick was making sure everything works. So tonight's topic obviously is recruiting like a pro. As much as challenge groups are such a vital part of what we're doing, we all know there's times that they drag, they whatever, or you have those that do really, really well but don't necessarily post in the group, so you don't get a lot of value from them either. No offense to them, they're still getting exactly what we want from them, you know, from experiencing Beachbody. But challenge groups are kind of like the gateway to our community. I think you guys can all agree on that at this point. One of the things that hit me the most at Super Saturday was the fact that, oh, hey, Megan. The fact that you should never, ever, ever feel bad or feel embarrassed or feel awkward about wanting to help somebody. Because at the end of the day, that's what we do. Beachbody is the vessel that we do that with. But it's what we do, you know. I can't tell you how much free shit I've done for people or just advice or anything else. And I don't mind, you know. It's not like I'm like, all right, are you, all right, cool. I've done all this for you. Like, do you want to buy my challenge pack now? Very rarely do I feel like that unless it's been like a year, to be honest. So one of the things I really want to start off this year with is, as far as recruitment, you guys have to realize that we have something that is so phenomenal. I work at a gym, obviously. I work with the NFL players. I've worked at multiple gyms. I've been a trainer. I very rarely, if ever, have ever seen this kind of community plus nutrition, plus Shakeology, you know, something like Shakeology. I mean, I remember paying $70 a tub for egg protein, which was nothing but protein, you know? So you have to really embrace the fact that we have all of this at our fingertips, and all of you guys have had really awesome results already with it. I mean, Jenna, I saw your post earlier about, you know, all the weight you've lost. I saw the post that you tagged me in too. And I just, you know, we all have our own stories. So that's something that you should never be embarrassed about, wanting to share that and wanting that for someone else. You know, if your child was overweight, would you want to help them? Of course. Do you want to help your friend next door? Of course. So that's why I want to start off with the recruitment first and foremost, because the challenge group stuff is kind of the easy part. And I don't say that lightly, because I know it's not always easy to reach out to people and be like, hey, do you want to try my challenge group or whatever? But you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. As a trainer, would I ever apologize to somebody for offering my help? No. And it's the same thing. No, we're not offering to train them per se, but we are offering a complete program that will train them. I mean, I just started Hammer and Chisel, and it's kicking my ass. I never thought I would say I like one better than 21 Day Fix. I think I like this one better. Except Sergey is an asshole. Not going to lie to you. So first and foremost, you guys all know this. I did top 10 things that have helped me with recruitment and helped me to recruit like a pro. I'm also going to share with you guys my top 3 areas I know, like asterisk 100%, I have to improve on to make this team the way I want it to be. If you guys saw my 2016 want for us, I want us to be elite. And for that to happen, we have a lot of work in front of us. Shannon, I know you want to move. I know you want so much more for your family this year. Jenna, stay-at-home mom. I know you're wanting to kick ass and have a whole other host of goals. Carolyn, your freaking posts are on point. You know, Megan, I already know you've got a lot on your plate, but you were, you know, already kicking ass sharing with it. So whatever your want is, whether it's just to make a little extra income or to literally change your family's life, that's all about numbers. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's about how many people you talk to, how many people you connect with. And the thing that you have to remember is people watch. I can't tell you how many times I make a post and I'm like, this is such crap. Like, I wish I could just really just put it forward, but I put it out anyway. And then I get this random message from somebody that's like, I've been watching you for the last like 6 months. Can I join your team? Or, you know, can I join your challenge group? And I'm like, wow, if I hadn't posted that, that wouldn't have happened, no matter how I feel about it. So just remember, living by example, posting your workout pictures, posting pictures of you and your kids, posting pictures of, you know, your recipes, sharing stuff. This all has a lot to do. Hey, Christy.
Hi.
Hi.
I just looked at the clock, and I just got home, and I'm trying to make dinner for Angelina, so I'm going to bring you down to my kitchen.
Okay.
Well,
I'm kind of yapping at y'all, so I'm just gonna mute you, and I'm gonna finish my one spiel, and then I'm gonna open the floor for questions first. So y'all will have to unmute yourself, okay?
Okay.
So my number one exclamation point is live by example. I don't care how retarded you feel posting about this stuff. You're gonna be that person for somebody else that they go, okay, this girl can do it. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my post this morning. I'm like, okay, I had my child driving me insane, yanking on my shit the entire stuff. I don't know if there's kids around. The entire time I was, you know, trying to work out. And I promised myself I'd do 2 workouts this morning because I don't know, my week's kind of crazy. And if I, you know, it doesn't matter how pretty things are. And that's what people want to know. People look at pictures of us like all made up, all this other stuff, and they're like, oh, that's nice. Yay, I like that. She's pretty. But they want to see the nitty gritty. So you have to live by example. You have to show the truth posts. You know what I mean? You know, show your ugly workout pics. I mean, I've posted so many pictures of no makeup lately, it's not even funny. So as far as you guys are concerned, I mean, does everybody kind of agree with that? Do you understand what I'm saying about that? I'm seeing a lot of heads nod. Megan, I can't see you, so. Uh-oh. Got it. Okay. Is Jen? I don't think Jen's on yet. Okay. The next thing you guys have to get is, for lack of a better term, a little witchy. You know, get a little, I don't know, a little specific. When you're thinking about recruiting, when you're thinking about what you want on your team, you need to really have a picture in your mind of what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, then you're going to get a lot of stuff that you don't want. And then it's just going to kind of fall apart. I'm kind of going through that a little bit right now. I have you guys that I adore, but at the very beginning, I recruited a lot of people that weren't really a great fit for me. And that's something that I'm realizing now, that I have to be very direct, very specific, and, for lack of a better term, kind of witchy, you know, about how I approach things. So that's one thing I'm going to challenge you guys by the end of the week to figure out what your top 5 qualities in your ideal coach would be. I'm going to post all this for you guys later too. So that's the main thing. We have to figure out what, you know, if you throw stuff at a wall and see what sticks, that's great. It only works for spaghetti. I'm just telling you. So if anybody has any questions specifically about the ideal coach, does anybody have any questions about that? I know some of you guys have heard their spiel before. All right, I see Jenna with a hand. You want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, like, for example, what qualities do you look for when you're looking for a coach?
Now?
What do you see in us, for example, that we're sitting here and other people aren't?
Well, you're not all moms, first of all. That kind of was my go-to, except Megan's muted, but Megan's kind of a mom at heart. She's kind of, that's kind of her personality. She's kind of the caretaker. She's always been that way. She's the one that organizes things. And I would say kind of a nurturing personality, for lack of a better term. They generally tend to be mothers. We tend to all be kind of smart asses with, you know, heart of gold, but we have no filter. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think the world, you know, needs more of that. The one thing I really look for is a passion to want more for our kids, want more for ourselves, and maybe be at a point in our lives that things aren't necessarily going the way that we thought they were or would be at this point. I know most of us, and this is not by accident, are late 20s, early 30s. So, you know, we all got fed that, you know, you go to school, you go to college, you get a degree, you get the life you want. It's not true. So, I really feel like the people that I've connected, and I mean, Christy, I know you're not my PS, obviously, but you definitely fit this mold, Jen High. And that's one of the things I love. I see that continuing down the line, you know, that we want more. It's like we don't have a filter. We might have kind of been dealt a kind of crappy hand at some point in life, and that we're really fighting to build the life that we maybe didn't get a chance to build in our early 20s. And that maybe most of us have had some really serious setbacks, both health-wise, weight-wise, you know, whatever-wise. And we're joining in, trying to, you know, feel better about ourselves. So I guess more than anything, it's a lot of attitude. I attract very much the same attitude. Want for fitness, want for a better life than maybe what we were promised, and wanting to do more for our children or future children. Does that make sense? I don't know. I see Jenna contemplating.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about some of the people that, like one of the girls or people who have come to me that say they want it, but they're actually not putting forth the effort or taking the tools they have in their life to do it. They say they want it, but you see no change in them. So how bad do they really want it? And how do you get somebody like that to want it for themselves more?
Well,
Especially when you see they need it, like someone like me. You knew how sick I was when I first started with you.
well, it's a very fine balance between tough love and nurturing. Again, there's the nurturing word in there for you. You have to be understanding, because a lot of these people are coming from a point of, I can't do it. I want to, but I can't. And you have to take that position of less cheerleader, more coach, and be like, look, you can do it. I've done it. If you want it, great, I'm here. If you don't and you're not ready, I understand. And honestly, I've used those words several times with people. If you're not ready, I understand. And that's almost like a slap in the face to people. I never meant it to be that way, but that,
No, but it's good.
you know, it's kind of like, I'll be here when you're ready, but I'm still peace, you know? And I mean, I've worked with people. You know, Brittany's always taught me that you attract coaches that are like you, and that's very true. Most of my coaches, especially the ones that joined last year, are people that I've been talking to for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. It takes a while. So that's why you know, Jennifer and I were talking. I told her, I said, my list this month is going to be 100 contacts, and I'm going to work off that for the rest of this year and keep adding to it. Because I know that's the kind of people that I attract, ones that don't necessarily, and this is no offense to you guys, this is me speaking, don't believe in themselves. Because a lot of times I don't. I have a hard time. You guys pick me up more often than you know. Because it's hard to always, when you've always kind of beaten yourself down, it's hard to always be the one that picks yourself back up too. And that's why we're a team. That's why, like with the elite stuff, with any of this, I can't do it without you guys. And, you know, when we end up on that stage, it's not going to be about me. It's going to be about all of us, because I can't, you know, we can't do this alone. So that's the main thing. I will tell you, that is definitely true. And that's a hard thing to come to realization with, is that trying to make someone believe in themselves when you have a hard time believing in yourself is hard. But the one thing that I can see 100% that works and can change people's lives is Beachbody. Like, I was sitting in that Super Saturday and listening to people's stories, and Megan was there with me. You know, there was a guy there, older guy, like probably in his 50s or 60s. I don't know. Megan, did they say how old he was? I don't think they did. Uh-oh, I can't hear you. You might want to type. I can't hear. Uh-oh. I mean, I figure he was probably like later 50s. I think they might have said how old he was, but I can't remember. And I mean, he was giving all of his stats, and it was insane. Like, he halved his medications on diabetes, and this is why oh, there we go. No, okay. Probably about 50s. And this is why we do what we do. And honestly, like, you guys are going to see it later. I'm going to post it in a few minutes after we're done. I literally teared up just listening to this guy, and this is like why we do what we do. And that's partially why I started off the call with talking about you should never, ever, ever feel bad or feel down when somebody shoots you down, because I know it does happen, about wanting to help other people, because that's what this business is about, is wanting to help others. Yes, in some respects we are sales-based, but it's not about like forcing somebody to do something they're not ready for. And that's the honest to God truth. Like, it's in quotes. You're not ready. I understand. So you guys should put that in your repertoire, because it's worked wonders for me. It takes the pressure off. It has done wonders for me. So basically that's mainly what I want to get at is you got to remember why we do what we do. Remember why you started this journey. Remember what led you to believe this could help you more than anything else that you've tried before. And that's part of what the ideal coach is. You need to look at somebody and be like, hey, she's like me. So Jenna, to answer your question in partial respect, yes, we all come from different backgrounds. We come from different situations, but I can go, hey, this person's like me because of X, Y, Z. I can help this person. I know I can. Be yourself. I'm kind of going down the list a little backwards, but don't be afraid to be yourself. I mean, I post ass and curse words, not all the time, but enough. And I used to feel bad about that. I mean, my pastor's on my page, but it is who I am. I mean, sometimes, you got to let the F word fly. It's just how the day goes. And that's something that's not necessarily bad. You can't want to please everybody. You can't make your business something that includes everybody. I know that sounds awful, but if you try to make your business something that is attractive to everyone, you will never succeed. And that's something that I'm finally coming to realization. All of you guys have very common qualities, and that's not by accident. So be yourself, be bold, be brave. If something doesn't work, try something different. I can't tell you how many posts have gotten 1 or 2 likes, and then, I don't know, a week or 2 later, I'm messaging people, whatever. Oh yeah, I saw that, and I loved it. Okay, so why didn't you like it? Why didn't you comment it? Sometimes if you put something in people's face and they're like, whoa, it doesn't necessarily turn them off, but they just don't even know how to absorb it. So they absorb it and they go on. So that's the main thing. Be yourself and be bold. And then the next one is kind of be elitist. This is, oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, curbside service, yay. Don't feel like everyone needs to be a member of your team. I felt this way for a long time. I felt like if anybody wanted to join me, I'd be so excited because I was so excited about what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. And this is where the application, this is where the woo-foo comes in. I don't always use it. I've kind of gotten to the point where I go, okay, if you want more details or if you'd like the application, comment or like below. Mainly because the whole link thing, even if you put it in the comments, seems to throw my stuff off. I haven't quite 100% researched that yet, but I'm still working on it. But I want you guys, again, I'm going to harp on this. You all have amazing results. I mean, ridiculous results. So you don't need to mess with somebody that acts like, all right, well, I like your little program, but you need to convince me. All right, fine. Keep watching my Facebook. I will. That needs to be your attitude. Because to be honest, this train is leaving. If you want to get on it, fine. If you don't, I understand. Again, if you're not ready, I understand. So that's just basically it. The top 5 qualities that you consider the most valuable about yourself as a coach. Now, this is hard, and this kind of goes back to Jen and Shannon. when we did the ruby versus, you know, pearl versus sapphire. Megan, I can tag you in this. I tend to be a ruby personality. I go all out. I want to win, but I have some pearl in there that I want to help everyone, which basically means I have two people fighting in my head nonstop. So, you know, my top 5 qualities personally are: I have a huge heart. I never give up. I always believe the best in people, which is, you know, it's hit or miss whether that's a good quality or not. I'm willing to go all in with people. And then finally, I have a bigger picture. I view the finish line, and I don't stop until I get there. And sometimes that's not good. I'll share a story with you guys really fast. I don't want to keep you here all night. Many of you know I've worked with the NFL for a long time. My first company I started at 22. And when Ella was a year old, I put myself in the hospital getting my graduate degree and working full time with multiple Buccaneers and everything else. I slept maybe 3 hours a night max for about 6 months. And I literally collapsed and put myself in the hospital. So I'm just telling you, not stopping until you view the finish line is not necessarily a good thing, but it's a willingness to go all in. It's going to make this team as big as we can. So top 5 qualities for you as a coach. And I'm going to post all this for you guys because I want those of you that are on the call tonight to post, if you're willing to, your top 5 qualities in your ideal coach. I'm going to post this in the group because I'd like us to share. I want us to start being more community oriented, not just on the calls, but in general. Number 7, I have post with like 20 billion lines written under it. People want to see you. People are stalkers, for lack of a better term. So people want to see you. They love your children. They love your pets. They love Megan. I love the picture with the dog, by the way. Loved it. But they want to see you. They want to see your life. Shannon, you're getting better. Jennifer's really been on point. Not to call people out, but I'm just going to tell you, Jenna, I'm starting to get your stuff in my feed. All of a sudden, like, I didn't see your stuff for a long time, but I'm starting to kind of go back and stalk people more. So you're starting to come up a little bit more. I haven't seen the hydrate post though, so I'm going to go stalk you after we're done. So you just have to remember 3 to 5 posts every day. I would say at least 2 of those need to be you. Now, you don't need to be like selfie nonstop, which my daughter took the iPad yesterday and decided to say selfie. Huh?
I didn't post it yet. I posted it in one of our other groups. I'll post it in your group too, so you can see what I posted.
Okay, I was like, I totally missed that. I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah, I'll add it.
Okay. Please. Thank you. And also, guys, Christy, I don't think I added you either. Our ladies only group started today. It's just preseason. It's really simple. I've switched things up though, and we're gonna partner up come Wednesday. So, and no cheating. Jen and Shannon, you can't partner up. So if I haven't added you to that and you want to be added, let me know. But like I said, post. This is all part of recruitment. You can't assume just because you get 1 or 2 likes that nobody sees it. That's been a big mistake of mine. Also, I think you guys probably know this at this point. If you go back and you edit a post, it drops it down to where it's not in a lot of people's news feeds. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. If you go back and like it, though, yourself, that does seem to help. Although I look like the idiot that liked my own post, which is fine. So, number 8, be your own brand. Like, you know, Jenna was asking me what I saw in you guys that I didn't see in other people, or why I really felt strongly about you joining the team. My brand personally is women that are very strong-willed, you know, a little sarcastic or a lot sarcastic, depending on the day. Tend to be moms or want to be mothers. Very, very, very driven work-wise, have a huge work ethic. And then more than anything, have a huge heart, and maybe a heart that people tend to take advantage of. So that's why, like, I'm kind of protective of our little bubble. I really am. And that's just me. That's my brand. That's why when I think it was Shannon recommended the Reformation Empire, I felt strongly this was us. A lot of us are rebuilding our lives from different points, and I feel like that's definitely us. We aren't super girly. I mean, I always tell people, "Elo, kick your ass wearing a tiara, no problem." But she will kick your ass, and that's definitely what our team embodies. We're very strong-willed women with a little bit of a softer side. So you definitely need to figure out what your brand is, which, again, what are your top 5 qualities as a coach, and what would your ideal coach look like? Maybe top 5 points on that too. That helps very much to figure out what your brand is. I mean, Brittany has done a wonderful job with Dynasty United. I would like us to, we will continue that integrity. I would never, ever, ever be okay with somebody, poaching, coaches or clients from someone else. I would never be okay with that. And I think you guys are definitely the same kind of integrity, and I'm very excited about that. And I'm very proud of that. I've bragged on you guys for a long time. In that respect. As far as recruitment goes, also offering value, offer what you've accomplished, and it doesn't necessarily have to be money. It can be, Jennifer saving for a wedding. Shannon talks about all the time wanting to move, going to move. Jenna's talked about her own journey and how much she's been able to do from home and some of her disability stuff. And, that's valuable to people. Also, a lot of this business is trust building, obviously. So in addition to offering those tidbits about you want to offer, maybe, some kick-ass way to wake up. I don't know, like maybe the magical alarm. I actually just found this really pretty chime one that doesn't irritate me so much at 5 a.m. So, just sharing little tidbits. Even if you think it's stupid, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Just put it out there. People will thank you, because a lot of Facebook is just like, I don't know if you guys know the Llama books, but my daughter's obsessed with them. And there's one called Llama Holodrama, and we just read it tonight. And, people's lives are nothing but drama a lot of times. So people really love positivity, value, and, adding. So that also builds that trust. And then finally, and I'll talk about this in a minute, stay organized. This is why I bought this beautiful new setup that you actually can see me and hear me, which I'm really excited. It's hard. It's very hard. Whether you're a person that's naturally organized, I am not. I think you guys probably know this by now. I try. But I do better with pen and paper. And I have notebooks upon notebooks, and that helps me. When I try to stray from that and do what other people do, then I lose my mind. So staying organized is one of the best ways to recruit, because then you know exactly where you're going. If somebody says, I'll be ready in April, you can message them in April, be like, hey, and it doesn't mean don't talk to them until April, it's January. But it just means, okay, you can be like, hey, you said you'd be ready in April. Do you think you're ready to get started? It's as simple as that. You don't have to be any more like whatever. You just direct. Before I go on, and she knows it's coming, Jen, did you do it? Did you get a chance to do the 3 we were talking about?
The 3 we were talking about? Oh, the 3 things I need to work on? I was on the 3. Basically, the 3 vital behaviors is what I need to work on.
All right, that's 1. You can't do that.
Let me see. Organization.
Okay.
I'm like you, I write everything down and everything's a mess and everywhere. And then working out in the morning. I really need to get that in.
Okay.
I suck at getting up in the morning. It's just not happening.
I will admit I pressed snooze about 24 times this morning. I had a hard time myself, definitely. Not to call Jen out, but Jen, just so everybody knows, Jen and I had a conversation earlier, and I told her this is what I wanted to bring. So, here, here's a question, Jen.
This is what my hot mess of a folder looks like. It's kind of.
Well, here's what I'm going to ask you. So, what if you know what you need to work on? What would you say would help you the most as far as getting that done? Like, are you planning on putting it in Excel? I know Shannon does Excel, and I think Carolyn does too.
I'm terrible with Excel. I hate computer programs.
What was the thing that you messaged me the other day? The CRM?
It's I guess it's Streak.
Okay. I heard about this. It's easier than the one that, yes, I did hear about
that Laura had mentioned.
Yeah, I tried that. It did not work for me. I was like,
I think Brittany brought it up one time.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to figure out how to get it to work with. It's fighting with me. It doesn't want to work with my computer. My computer's having issues. I can't even get onto like my Team Beachbody site.
That's not good.
Yeah. It keeps saying that it's like.
I'm excited. I have you guys in 23 inches of panorama here. I'm like, whoo. Well, let's see if maybe you said it's Streak.
Yeah.
Okay. I have about 3 hours in between really large men tomorrow. So I will see what I can do about playing like that. Yeah. It's all right. My daughter decided to inform people that I work on large black men for a living. I'm like, thanks, Ella. Okay. So then I had to clarify. Like, no, this is, but I'm actually really excited. Just so you guys know that this is a business that can go anywhere. They're very supportive. Like I have usually an hour to 2 hours booked out that I can catch up on stuff. I told them that's a must if I'm going to continue with the schedule that I'm continuing with. And they're very supportive, and several of the football players are trying Shakeology this week. So I'm really excited about that. And about half the coaches of where I work are already on it. And they're waiting for me to start actually doing classes, but I can't right now because honestly, I can't. I don't have a twin. So, because I would like to see my daughter every once in a while. I'm sure you guys understand that. She does go to work with me occasionally, so she's eating that up. But for just so you guys know, for me personally, top 3 areas, and then I'm going to open the floor for you guys. Consistency. I am the world's worst, and I will fully admit this, getting started and then kind of dropping the ball because things get crazy and I don't know how to pick it back up. And that's something I'm really working on, both for your sake and for mine. And I mean, I'm good about posting even when I don't want to, when I have nothing to say. Pinterest is wonderful for that, by the way. I heard a beep. I don't know what that is. But consistency, I gave you guys the short version of what was going on this month. I will be posting it probably by tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday at the latest. I pushed things back for the new coach retreat, new coach training, because I got some more information from Brittany that I think is going to help, and I'm trying to work that into the stuff I already have done. So we're going to do that. And Jenna, I don't know where Jenna went, but I will be working with Lisa one-on-one until that actually comes to fruition, but we still need to schedule a call for her too. But I know she's working till 2 a.m. She works crazy hours.
Yeah, she does. She's always working nights.
Okay. So maybe what we need to do is Thursday morning I can probably do. I don't know. Is she a different time zone or she's same time zone? Same time.
No, I think she's an hour or 2 behind. I don't know. When we switched times, it flipped, but she was an hour behind us at one point.
Okay.
She's in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'll message her and find out, because I think Thursday morning we might be able to do. I don't know what time she gets into work, but I also need her email because I realize I don't have it.
I think she may be off on Thursday. Thursdays are usually days I can get a hold of her.
Okay. Do you want to hit, maybe shoot her a message, find out what her schedule is on Thursday, and then we'll get together?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, let's do that, because I definitely don't want to, I can tell she's ready to go, and if she works like that, I understand why. So, all right, second of all, since we're talking about top 3, organization, I already told you guys I'm looking for a different way to get organized, because I'm excited that the business has grown to the point where I have a hard time keeping lists, but it's been 2 years, so that's to be expected. So that's my big thing, is I want to get something on the computer. That's why I bought the PC today, so I can have it all with me and have it in one place. This is also my biggest thing, is follow-up. I've gotten a lot better about this, but I would say it was my asterisk, especially for last year, because there would be times that I would realize or remember somebody that I hadn't spoken to in 3 or 4 months, and I felt like I couldn't just initiate contact again. Sometimes I've gotten really ballsy about this, though, since then. So that, it all kind of comes up together, because you'll see the same people like your posts. The more you post, you'll see the same people repeatedly over and over and over again like your posts. So that's why the consistency is important. Organization is obviously hugely important in this business. I'm trying to convert a lot of people to my email stuff, so if Facebook locks me out, I don't have a problem. It hasn't happened to me in over a year, but if it does happen, it'll be a problem. And then obviously the follow-up is really, really, really huge. The second somebody says follow up in April, stick them in Excel, stick them in your notebook, whatever. I literally have a notebook right now that is 12 tabs long, and I have it labeled May, April, whatever, and I write it out. So that way I can convert it to whatever system that I put in. Oh, thank you, Jenna.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, what do you guys think? Like, I don't want to talk at you all night, and I know, we all have families. So if you guys want to, I'm going to open the floor, like, for any questions, comments. Hopefully you guys feel like this is good, kind of, not necessarily new, but good streamlining of information, just to kind of get your brains right. Anybody?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, I got it to work.
Yay!
I'll just speak for myself. I know this. I'm starting out in when did I sign up to be a coach? Like a few months ago?
November.
And you've kind of left me alone. I don't know if you figured it out. I would probably figure my way out on my own, but I went to Super Saturday, sitting there, and I'm listening to these people, and I'm like, well, if these people can do it, why can't I do it? And that's kind of been my holdback this whole time, was I can't do this. Like, there's no way I could, take the time, do this. And actually, this girl at my work became a Beachbody coach. And she has a less than 1-year-old son, and she's posting her workout and posting during Shakeology. And I'm like, hold on. Like, if she can, why can't I do it? It's just taking the time to do it. So for me, being consistent, not only with posting, about what I'm doing, my workout, and just posting about my life in general. So remaining consistent on that, and then just stepping outside of my comfort zone, reaching out to people, talking to them about it, and not feeling like I'm selling them something, because I don't feel like I'm selling them something. It's something that's worked for me. I've seen it work. I've seen it work for people I'm friends with that I've just given advice to, so those are the things that I need to focus on. It's a lot to wrap your head around, though.
Well, it is. And Megan, like, if you don't mind me, whatever, I think correct me if I'm wrong, I think you kind of had somebody kind of like hate, like, right initially off the bat, as soon as you were signed up, you were like, somebody had said, if you start posting all that crap, I'm going to unfriend you or some bullshit. Mm-hmm. And not to be whatever, because it's happened to me. And but it's funny to me, because I've had the same people refriend me months later, because all my stuff is public. And be like, I need your help. I'm like, I know. And it is what it is. People get offended. Weight, especially with women, is a very sensitive issue.
Right.
I mean, I've made no secret. I gained a bunch over the summer, and I'm really feeling a lot better finally. And that's what I want people to understand is being a Beachbody coach is not about being perfect. It's not about having ripped abs, till you're 90 years old. It's about being willing to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and to help other people. So for the one person that's hating on you, like, I don't like your Shakeology pick, there's 10 others that are sitting there going, okay, let's see where she goes with this,
Right.
So I'm proud of you. I'm excited. I was so happy to see you. You have no idea. Does anybody else have anything they kind of want to shoot out? I mean, this is the new year, guys. The sky's the limit. Anybody?
The top 3 things that we want to work on, is that what you were asking?
Well, the top 3 areas that you feel like you need the most work. Like, or I wouldn't even say work. The top 3 areas that would help you build your business. Let's put it that way. I don't like.
I think like the biggest one for me was what I had told you guys. We talked about a while ago was just how much info do I give when someone asks.
Okay.
And so that's been like my biggest challenge because like as soon as someone asks me, it's like I wanted to tell them all these amazing things, and then it's like I think I told them too much and I scared them. So it's like, what is the most important pieces that I need to get across to them? And it's hard when you don't really know what it is they're looking for. Like, are they coming to me because they are wanting to get in shape? Are they coming to me because they want to tone up? Is it that they're wanting to lose weight? Is it that are they a yo-yo diet person? Like, are they looking for something like nutrition with? So it's like when I don't know what it is that I've posted that's intrigued them, I don't really know what it is that I need to tell them. So then I think I tell them too much. So I think that's been the biggest challenge is what do they need to know so I can get right to the point.
If it's an issue of what you don't know what they post, like, okay, so give me an example of a message that you get that you don't know where it's coming from.
So like, for example, when one of my girls signed up and she posted that she was so excited that she signed up and ordered it and she can't wait for it to get to her, then someone was like, oh, what is that? And they were like, oh, I ordered it under my friend Christy, and then tagged me in the post. So then the person wants information, and I know this person like nothing about them, and they're probably in Germany with her. So like I
was there.
So like I know nothing about this person. All I know is that she was interested based off of my friend's post. So then like she wanted to know more about the 21-day fix that she was doing. So then I'm like, how much information do I give her? Because she hasn't really come back after giving her lots of information. I think it was more the cost from what I gathered.
Never put the cost up front because people, I will tell you that right now. It's not a lot of money for what it is. It's a lot of money for what people are looking for sometimes. Most people equate it to like the Target DVDs that are like $10 or $15. Mm-hmm. And it's way above that.
Yeah.
So and they definitely don't do that.
We had the sale going on at that time, so she was asking what it was.
Okay.
And so like as I was giving her more, she's like, well, I'm going to talk to my husband. I don't really know, So stuff like that, like sometimes I feel like I give too much information, but then people come back, a couple people have come back later, like my friend who ended up signing up, who this girl saw the post on. At first she's done Beachbody programs, but she's always ordered them through like the infomercials, and she never had a coach reach out to her. Honestly, I didn't even realize there was all of the coaching that happened until like I talked to, until I talked to Jennifer. And so, she was one of the ones that came back to me. I just had someone that signed up that came back to me that had wanted information, and then I just happened to post something, and then she was like, oh, I forgot I wanted to order from you now that it's the first of the year. And so she ordered from me, but now she's not doing anything. Now she's got it, and so I'm asking like, I don't want to keep harassing her. Like, I sent her another message, like, just checking in, you got your order, and, just because she had a migraine the first time I checked in with her, so she hadn't, like, looked into it. So I'm like, oh gosh, like, for me, I was like, yes, I got this. I can't wait to start it. I don't think a migraine would have held me back. I would have been like, I don't know, like, at least let me read this information or something, so I know what I have to do with the containers. But so I messaged her again, and I'm like, okay, so, are you okay? Do you need help? I know I had a lot of questions when I first signed up, and I, just want to know if you need anything. And so I sent her that this evening, so I'll see if she messages me back. But that's, like, I think that's probably my biggest thing, is just knowing how much information to give and how much to not give.
Here's how I would frame that message. Like, if something like this happens again and somebody tags you in that post, something like that, I would probably say something about, like, hey, I saw that, so-and-so was so excited to get started and that you were asking about it. I'm like, how cool is this that we're getting to do this together? Like, something like that. Like, don't necessarily give any information off the bat. And I wouldn't say don't acknowledge why they said it, but just invite them into conversation, as opposed to being like, hey, I saw you wanted info about 21 Day Fix. Because that's what most people would do. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
then
it's kind of
like I'm like rattling off information, and it's like I don't even know what she wants to know about the program.
You have to breadcrumb it. And you could even say something about, like, I saw you commented on her post, how cool is that, that she and I are doing this together, and, I wanted to see what, how I could help you if you're interested in something like this, something like that.
Okay.
I would kind of reverse it a little bit. People, honestly, 99% of this business is reverse psychology. I hate to say it, but it is. Especially with women. Because most of us are like, we know we scream and cry at the mirror and can't fit into our clothes, but we don't want somebody else pointing that out,
Could you type up or give us examples of breadcrumbing? Because I'm very bad at it too.
I'm going to point this out. I don't know if you guys can read this. It says scripts. It's what I'm working on and what I should have up by Sunday. Because that's something Jen's asked several times for. And it's something that took me a long time. I was a recruiter for about a year out of college, so it did help a little bit with that. But I'm going to do a script for you guys, examples of how I respond to certain things for coaching, for challenge groups, and for information. My goal is to have it up by Sunday. I probably will have it up sooner, but I'm saying Sunday because I'm really bad about not meeting deadlines early in the week. So we're saying Sunday. But that, kind of what I was just telling Christy, that would be my initial response to something like that. Not necessarily like, hey, saw you posted, whatever. Hey, this is what the 21 Day Fix is. Because honestly, a lot of times that, like, little toe in the water is a brave step for people. And you can scare them off very easily. Not everybody's as strong-willed as we are. And that's something that's hard to understand, but it's true. And that's one of the things I'm committed to really helping you guys with this year, because I really think it's going to help both with Success Club points, from recruitment aspects, just learning how to kind of talk to people, especially via the internet. Facebook's hard. Text messaging is hard. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten offended for somebody saying something stupid to me on text message. I'm like, no, I really meant this,
Mm-hmm.
So
other platforms where you can post things other than Instagram, where people can email you or message you that they're interested in what they see you doing, versus Facebook, where people are more familiar with you. I don't know. Lisa
Twitter.
was saying something.
That's what I've started doing, is Twitter.
How does that work?
I'm failing forward right now with that, to be honest with you. Chalene Johnson has some really, really good info. I would Google that. I could post it actually.
Too?
Huh?
She does Twitter.
She does Twitter, yes. She does Twitter. She does Instagram. She's like the Instagram queen.
Yeah, I knew that part.
And then she's also, got her own podcast and all that now. But Instagram, actually, like, once you get going with Instagram, it does really well, because I haven't touched my Instagram in probably about 2 or 3 weeks, minus like a couple posts, and I still get friend requests or like whatever follow requests every day. So, and I have not done much with it. So Instagram, just like Facebook, is kind of a consistency thing. So what I'm trying to do from now on is whenever I post on Facebook, post on my Instagram. So, and I figure,
I get follow. I said I get follow requests from things I wouldn't think I would off Instagram. So,
well, and sometimes that does happen because people follow you to want to see if you follow them back, stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not 100%, and I have a hard time sometimes because there's a lot of other countries, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because they're going to be opening the market for probably South America and several other countries within the next year or two. So consider it a preemptive move. So I know some of you guys have been quiet. Carolyn, you have anything to add? I'm calling you guys out here. Shannon's actually been quiet, which is weird.
I don't know. I'm getting excited. I have a possible coach interest. So,
Yay!
and then I'll sign my mom up as a coach because she said she'll stay on Shakeology. So
Okay.
that should move me up to Emerald, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Which means
So
you get leads and you get bonuses and all that fun stuff.
yeah. So looking forward to that, and then just kind of getting back to basics still. My mom just left, so now I'm like, my new year has just started like yesterday. Or today. No, today. She left yesterday. So I am hardcore. I have my new organizational stuff and getting everything going.
Shannon, do you have anything to add? No? Did this help you a little bit? Maybe? I don't know yet. All right, fine. Well, not to talk at you guys, obviously. Oh, she unmuted herself. What do you have to say?
Well, no, it helped me a lot. Like it just, I kind of sidetracked for a minute there because as soon as I heard follow up, I was like, oh snap, I didn't follow up with these people. So I started messaging people. So I stopped kind of listening for a minute there. I mean, my big 3 things that I need to work on is just readjusting to my schedule that now that we're living with my parents, to try to, I don't want to get in other people's way, but I need to make time for me as far as working out goes. My big goal for this year, besides some of the other stuff that I've posted about, obviously I don't share this part with a lot of people, is I'm desperately trying to quit smoking because it's totally counterproductive to be working out and smoking. That makes no sense to me. And working out in the morning. But other than that, I feel like this month has been awesome. I've been getting a lot of messages and phone calls from people I lost their phone numbers where they were like, I've been stalking you on Facebook and I'm ready now. So I just following up with them so that they don't lose interest and they know I'm still here. And I re-looked back at my Facebook Sunday and I need to do some like container pictures of, actually food in the container to show that I'm using it because I don't use them anymore because I've gotten so good at it.
Okay. Hey, at least you know where you need to work. That's all I'm saying. The biggest thing I want us to focus on, obviously I want us to focus on, Success Club. Megan probably saw the slide too. The elite requirements, so doable for us. I mean, if we put our minds to it, especially at this point, it's very doable. It's literally like they get approximately 60 coaches in 2 years. It's about 30 coaches this year. We recruited 22 last year. So and that was just me. So that's not even including your personally sponsored. Rank advancement is a big part of it, and then at least 2 coaches getting Success Club 5. I mean, that's very doable, guys. I mean, like I keep harping on, it's a numbers game. And the problem more than anything is doing it when you don't want to. Because you're tired, because you're, want to spend time with your family, whatever. What you need to figure out and what I've been working on figuring out and working for what works for me is doing the hour in the morning, doing the hour at night, doing the hour in the morning, doing the hour at night. More than anything. I mean, obviously tonight I'm not doing, I did like 30 minutes before the call, but mostly I wanted to focus on you guys because I knew a lot of you guys were really excited to be here tonight. So I was really excited to be here too, obviously. But it's so doable. It's like, I need to post this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to post the elite requirements for you guys so you can see where I'm coming from. Because it honestly kind of made me laugh. It's very doable for us. So there's no excuse. There's no reason we shouldn't be there. Not to put any pressure on you guys come January, but I mean, there's really no reason not to, even with just the numbers we have right now. But if you really want to,
Is elite a status, or what does it do? Is that?
it does a lot. For me personally, there's a lot of reward, but for you guys, I will have access to, because I have to be 5-star diamond, which is also one of my goals for this year. But we have access to the diamond line. We have access to a lot of VIP treatment. We have, it's a big deal. I can fix a lot of shit for you guys if I need to, as opposed to having to bug Brittany, who just honestly doesn't have the time anymore. So I want that status for us, not to mention we can just at least claim we're an elite team, which makes it easier. When you already show success, because Jen, I've heard you say this 1,000 times, when you don't have tangible success to post about necessarily, be it money or whatever, I mean, we have an amazing community. Obviously, you guys know that. But when you don't have something tangible that people understand, people don't even know what elite is. But if they see elite, they're going to be like, I want to be a part of that. Am I wrong? So, it's going to take a lot of work, but I'm not going to lie. You guys are going to be in a much better financial position if we do this together. Obviously, so will I, but that's not the point. And then we'll have the team recognition. And instead of just having like hashtag Reformation Empire, we actually will be on the board. There were 300 elite teams and 100 premier teams last year. That's 400 out of 400,000. And there's no reason we shouldn't be up there. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Does anybody have any other questions right now? I don't want to keep you guys here all night. And you guys always know you can text me, call me, whatever. If I don't answer immediately, I'll answer when I can. But I hope this is a good way to start the year off for you guys, and I hope that we're kind of on the same page. I'm going to be doing a lot of posting the next couple of days, and it might be weird times. There might be times where it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, so check the page and just make sure I didn't post it if you missed the updates. But is Megan still on here? Megan, are you on here? Okay. Hey, are you seeing the coach updates too? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But just make sure you guys go in there, because sometimes, especially if I'm uploading files, you might miss it. But I'll try to tag everybody, especially if it's active right now. But is everybody feeling pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to leave you guys for tonight, and then the same time, same place next Monday. And then don't forget, if you guys want extra training, Dynasty United's call is Thursday at 9. So I will be on there, and I will see you guys later. Good night.
Night.